Pisces. I hope that you're all doing well. The energy that we're starting off with looks like there can be an event that's happening, there can be a gathering that's happening, or you can be reconnecting with someone or seeing some familiar faces. This looks like something that can be going on socially, or this can be like hitting a milestone and celebrating that. Whatever it is, it feels like kind of an important time that's happening. And I definitely get it being a time when you can feel like things are kind of coming together. And it does also feel like there's something socially. So it can be like, I'm having a reunion, or I'm reconnecting with this person, or this thing is going on and now we're going to get together and we're going to celebrate it. It feels like something like that that's happening. We are starting off with King of Swords. And we have Hermit. And we have Knight of Wands. Immediately when I see King of Swords and I see Hermit, usually with King of Swords, we want to be kind of out and about. We can want to be communicating and we can want to be taking action and we want to like feel like we're proactive. But then having Hermit next to it, you can for some reason be in kind of a different space, but you can feel like it's not necessarily your norm to be in that place. So maybe there's something going on, you feel like you need to think about it, and it may be a little bit of a different speed for you than you normally do. I see you like to be more active, so this can be like, maybe I prefer to be more socially active, or maybe I prefer to be like more engaged and like having more go on. But having Hermit next to the energy can mean that there's a need for you to tune in and kind of listen right now. So it's like more important to listen than it is to speak. But with King of Swords, usually we can like to be like moving those things around. So it can be just a little bit of a different vibe for you currently. Having Knight of Wands can be that maybe you want to channel your energy in a particular way. You feel like you really need to sit with this and think about it and not just act, because this feels like I don't have an issue acting, I don't have an issue initiating. This can be more so like right now I feel like my energy is more so being called to be more reflective right now, even though I think your normal state is to be kind of like moving around a bit. You know, like the way that this King of Swords is coming across is like you may be liking to engage more often, but there's something going on that's making you feel like you need to be changing the speed a little bit on this right now, but that may not be like totally normal for you, but that it feels appropriate for whatever it is that you're feeling right now. Like, I need to be doing this right now. So something has come up and maybe forced you into this space, or just like inspired you to be in this space right now where you're thinking about things. But I think normally maybe you don't prefer to. Like the way that you're coming through, the way that your energy is coming through is that I think that you're like usually in like more of a flow state where you don't have to like sit and think about things as often as what's going on here with this. Even if it's just like within this particular arena within your life. But because of what's going on right now, it's kind of like pushing you into this space where you do need to be reflecting and thinking about things. What are you thinking about? I feel like I'm like trying to describe what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing this energy very clearly and I almost feel like it's not coming out. Like I just get like a go, go, go type of energy for you. That's the way that the energy is coming through. So for you to be like sitting and being with things right now and being like, I need to think about this, or I need to like look into it, and like getting kind of quiet, I feel like that's not your norm and that doesn't mean you never think about anything you do. I just see you being like more on the go and more like on the run usually, and like right now you're not for some reason. So yeah, I'm definitely not implying that you're not reflective at all. This just feels like extra reflective for some reason. You can be closing out a chapter. Maybe you're reflecting on, like, doing some type of review about what you've learned. Then it looks like you kind of come back onto the scene. But this feels like I got to take it all in. There's something going on that had you feeling like that. I see like something recently that's been accomplished that feels important to you. So this means like recently you may have completed a goal that you were working towards. Yeah. This also feels like some sort of healing has been taking place too, or like getting your mind right. And now I'm seeing you coming back together. Is it just with one person or is it with multiple people? In certain ways, I do see like a little bit of a transient time for you. The word schedule is coming through. Yeah, I see somebody from your past coming around. I want to say this again because I'm seeing something really particular within the energy. Usually, the way that your energy is coming through is that, like, not including this circumstance, if we were just talking about what's normal for you, I feel like you will like chatty, engage people in conversation, like don't really have an issue socializing. You may like to have those interactions. Conversating can be really important to you. Like connecting, like intellectually can be important to you because you're coming off as King of Swords. So this is somebody that can really like hold great conversations and can connect through like connecting brains with another person, and that can be your energy. That can be a mode of operation for you. It can be something that really you feel motivated by, is to like have conversations and to connect socially and to like problem solve or like figure things out and be like, what's your opinion on this? It's like this type of way is how your energy is coming through. And I'm seeing somebody that you know. So this is not a new person. This would be somebody that you know already. I'm seeing somebody come through wanting to connect with you. And I'm seeing this person be very excited and very motivated to connect with you. But I'm seeing that you've been in a more reflective space. And I think that on a different day, this would maybe be something that you'd like possibly feel different about. I don't know if it just specifically has to do with the person that's coming through, or it has to do with some type of phase of your life that you're in right now. But yeah, I'm seeing this person like really wanting to connect with you. Like this is somebody that I'm seeing a lot of their energy wanting to come towards you and connect with you. But I also see you being like, hold on, don't disturb me while I'm thinking here. So you're kind of like the thinking man in the chair here. And I'm seeing this person's energy like buzzing all around you right now. But there's just something that stuff that's been on your mind lately that I think you can feel consumed by what's going on inside of you right now. That even though this person is coming through within your environment, you can be like still dealing with internal stuff right now that you're still working through. And I'm also getting the word processing coming through too with this. This person looks more like a fun energy that you'd connect with. I'm not seeing something look like really super serious. I'm seeing it be like more lighthearted. Do we want to see like how you feel towards this person? I kind of feel that a little bit here. How are you currently feeling towards them? And again, like this is somebody that you know already that's wanting to connect with you. It's not a new person. So you have a past with them. How are you currently feeling towards this person? I'm not seeing emotions here. I'm seeing other things. I wonder if you're in sort of a vibe right now where you're like, I'm working on these things and this stuff is really important to me, because I see you feeling very serious within the energy about what you have going on right now. You can be very concentrated on that. So to have this person be coming through, maybe there's a part of you that's like, I'm focused on this right now. I'm not so much focused on you right now. That can be part of this. Yeah, I get something that you've been working on. I'm gonna pull from a different deck and see if I can get more about this. About kind of like how you see this person and what you're feeling towards them. Some of you can work with this person. It's not the case for everybody, but I see you like showing up in this way that it doesn't look emotional. I see you like actually being more reserved, but their energy is not reserved with you. But I also don't see you like shut down towards them either. I just think that you're concentrated on what you have going on right now. Like whatever this person is bringing to the table, I feel like it's asking you to like switch some things up or like do some things a little bit differently. And like you'll have to be open in like a new or different way if you're going to be receptive to this person's energy. But I see you being kind of like all business right now. Like this means you can be really focused on the things that you have going on. For some of you, it can be like work stuff that you're really focused on, carrying things forward. I don't know. I wonder if you feel maybe like you're in a little bit of a different place than this person. But then I wonder if you feel like there's like a little bit of a risk involved in this. Okay, so it can be kind of like you may like this person, but you may also be feeling protective of your energy, like you don't want to be hurt. Because I'm wondering if you've had some history with this person. Because I was seeing the 5 of Cups come out before, and now I'm seeing 3 of Cups. Like, is this somebody that wants to kind of like come back into your life, and you can be hesitant about that? I wonder if like on the inside this is something that impacts you emotionally, but that's not communicated with this person. Because your energy is coming across in this way that looks actually really controlled and deliberate with what you allow this person to see. And I wonder if there's this part of you, because you're coming through in such a serious energy, and this person is coming through in a little bit of a different energy. I wonder if you're like, you don't know how serious they are. Like this can be somebody that maybe can like be really enthusiastic with you, but it's like, is that gonna remain like that? Like, is that gonna be consistent, or are you gonna like push really hard, then I let you in, then you're gonna like run away or something like that? I wonder if that's the question with this. So it can be like, I don't know yet what to say to them. Yeah, I'm seeing like boundaries and stuff that you have with this person. Okay, Pisces. I feel like there's stuff about the past that's coming up that you're thinking about, but you don't want to get caught up and then have it like sweep your feet out from underneath you. Because I can see like, I see a history that when you think about certain things with this person, there are certain memories that feel good, but I also see you not wanting to get swept up on that and like lose your mind here within the energy. So it's like, I don't want to be persuaded by just like thinking about like the good times, because I see you feeling protective of your energy. You know, when somebody comes around and things feel really nostalgic, but then something else will happen and you're reminded that it wasn't just like all sunshine and roses. I feel kind of like that here, where you're like, I'm trying to like know better, and I have these boundaries because like, yeah, there were like some really nice things, but there are also other things that like maybe you don't appreciate. But I get this being like, maybe you're protecting your heart a bit here. Because the way that this person's energy comes through is that they can be silly and they can be funny and they can maybe be charming, or there's somebody that can get a bit of a rise out of you. And you may be knowing that you could be really affected by this person. And so you can feel like you need to sort of keep them at arm's length right now, because you don't want to be like capsized by this person's energy. I just see somebody where I think they can like kind of get under your skin, and before they get that close, you may be like holding them a bit at a distance from you. And it's not because you don't feel connected with this person. I'm seeing you actually do feel very connected with them, but you can want them to not like ruin your life a little bit here. Because I see with this type of energy, it's somebody that once you let them in, you can have a really hard time maybe having boundaries or like saying no to them, and then you kind of feel like you're at the whim of whatever their will is, and you can feel like they're not always like the most responsible with you within the dynamic. So yeah, it's not that you wouldn't have, it wouldn't partially be fun going along with it, but it can kind of be like having you do something that then you're gonna have consequences, and then they don't have consequences. And they're like, well, we're just having fun. And then it's like, then you're stuck like maybe picking up the pieces, and then they don't have to do that. So that can be part of the reason why you're feeling this way with them. So it can be a time where, okay, maybe you were not expecting them to surface, because I am seeing a tower coming out. I feel like you were not expecting to connect with them. This also means that there can be like a sudden, unexpected like interaction, or like, yeah, interaction that you have with them. And I think too that you're like, okay, there's a part of me that's caught off guard by this, but then there's this other part of me that's like, okay, let's ground and try to keep seeing things clearly. So there's like dust all over the place, but you're like having your goggles on that are like trying to see through the dust, so you're not totally thrown off by this. Okay. The type of energy that this person has, it can feel like it has a really deep karmic Okay, you know how you have some relationships with people, like you pass by somebody on the street, you don't think twice about it, you'll like never remember them again. Then there are these other people, you'll like make eye contact with them once and it's like on your deathbed, you'll be thinking about that person. This is the type of person that I'm seeing has like really strong magnetism. So you can feel like there's something very sticky about the energy with this person where you get like totally absorbed into it. But the way that this is coming through is that I think that you've had issues in the past with them where that has happened and it hasn't ended well for you. So now you have this person coming around, and I'm seeing this person like really be all about your energy, but that can be part of it too. Like maybe in the beginning they'll come in really hot and then things will happen and then stuff like kind of falls apart and you're like, now I'm alone picking up the pieces again. It can sort of be like this type of thing, because not only are they coming through as the Knight of Wands, but they also have the Devil attached to their energy. So this is somebody that they can have this like really seductive charm about them, but you're coming through as the King of Swords, and I think that if there are like any cards that can see through the antics of this type of energy, it's going to be the King of Swords. So you're in a really great energy to not succumb to this in a way that you don't want to. So what that means is that you can have somebody like very persuasive with very strong energy coming through, but because you're in the energy of the King of Swords, you are able to be the one that stays in control rather than being controlled in this energy. You have the capacity to do that. But the only way that that's going to happen is if you hold firm on your boundaries. So that's also why this other element of the Queen of Swords is here, is because you're going to have to do that. Because this is somebody that I feel like if you give them an inch, they really will take a mile, and then it's like end game at that point. And it feels like if you can keep them at like a safe distance, that's not going to happen then. But this will be somebody where it's very hard to do that. Like this, the way that this person's energy can influence you is that it can make you forget why it's important for you to have boundaries in the first place, only for things to happen the same way that they did before, and then be like, like they got me again. You know, it's going to be one of these moments within the energy. So I think now is like reminding yourself like why you have these boundaries with this person, because they're in that same old energy. And I don't really see, like, I think that this person really likes you a whole lot. I get like a little bit of a reckless energy. And I think that as far as you and what you have going on, that this person is somebody that can come through and it can feel like, I don't know, like you get lifted off of the ground in the experience with them, but then it kind of like, it lifts you up really high and then it just like drops you without a parachute and you come like crashing down, and then you have like all of those bruises from hitting the ground so hard, and then they're just like running away. That's the way that it comes through. So yeah, that's not to say like you definitely will, you can get lots of good feelings from being connected with this person and being around their energy, but you can feel like it kind of messes some things up for you. I'm seeing Virgo and I'm seeing Capricorn here, but I see somebody that comes through more of like a fire energy with you, and fire energy is very, very charming. It's like fire energy can be very exciting. It's kind of like living on the edge a little bit, or it can like get you into some trouble, but in like kind of a fun way where it feels really thrilling. But then, yeah, there can be like some consequences that you have to experience that you may like kind of want to avoid, but you're gonna have to have boundaries with this person to do it. But I feel like this person is one of those people that it feels kind of like kryptonite a little bit, the way that their energy is coming through. So you have to like not be in your emotions about this, because as soon as you stop thinking logically and rationally, that's when they kind of sneak in and will do whatever. But I'm not seeing them like try to be harmful. I just think that they're like kind of chaotic. Because, yeah, I'm not seeing them be like devious or anything within the energy. This just seems like somebody that will kind of mess things up for you within your life. But I'm not seeing it be like they're trying to be doing that on purpose or anything. They just seem like kind of chaotic. I think too, like in certain ways you do want similar things as this person, but I don't think that you can have it with the type of energy that they're in. So that can be part of it too, is that it's like a little bit of an illusion with them where like maybe in the beginning they'll show up like exactly the way that you want, but then as time goes by you'll see like some cracks in the facade. And again, I want to say this, like I'm not getting that they try to do this on purpose. I just think that this person can't like maintain whatever it is that they do, and then you see there are other things going on that kind of like ruin the good parts for you a bit here. But this is somebody that can like really suck you in. You definitely have like multiple lifetime situations with this person. That's part of why the pull is so strong with them. But one of your lessons to learn with this person is to not let them overpower you within the energy, because I'm seeing you can very easily get overpowered by them. But that can only happen when we give somebody the permission to do that, and we don't. We're like losing our self-respect and our boundaries a bit. But yeah, it can be somebody where it's like they're so convincing and so seductive in the energy that you can kind of be like, what do I need boundaries for? You know, like life's about living, and then everything happens and you're like, why did I do this to myself again? You know, like, was it really worth it at the end of the day? I think too that something that can be surprising about this is that you can have thought that you wouldn't feel like this with their energy, and then they come through and you're like, oh no, they still like have that potential to like really have a grip on me here. And so that can just be something that you were maybe not expecting with them, where you're like, I can't believe I'm still affected by them like this. I want to say this. When this person comes through, there is this feeling like you could kind of like have your happy ending with this person, but I'm seeing that like not be all of the information. So this is somebody where like, let's say that you want the house and like the white picket fence. This person will come through and be like, yeah, I want that too. But then because of the way that they're living their life, like you actually, if you had a proper counterpart, you could do that because you're in the right energy to do that. They are not. And even though they want that, they're just like not in the right energy to be doing it. It's like you have a goal to be like saving $100, okay? And this person is like, yeah, me too. Like, let's team up and save $100. And it's like every other day they're spending like 90% of it. So it's like they want that thing, but then their actions are not aligning with that. And then it's going to mess with the goals that you have. And I'm not seeing it be like, it's just the energy that they're in. I'm not seeing like any bad intentions. The way that this person's energy is, they can be like not totally aware, and they cannot be consistent with goals and stuff. And they can like not really keep their word. They can paint a really beautiful picture for you, but it's like not actually gonna happen in that way. So this can be somebody where they'll like say literally exactly what you want to hear, and they do mean it, but then they're not able to right now, not in the energy that they're in, they're not able to like actually deliver that to you. But they will paint it as if they can, and they're not like trying to lie to you. I think that this person, they really do want that, but the way that their energy is, they're just like caught up in life in a way, and I think behaving in general in a way where they're not able to cultivate it in the type of energy that they're in. They do want that, but this can be somebody that there's like a lack of consistency, there's a lack of maturity as well with the energy. So they can't really like accomplish certain goals that you're already in a place where you can be doing this. So this person's energy, you'll see it as being destructive because, yeah, it's like you're just in a different class than this person. They're in like a different grade level than you. And I think the way that this gets you is that like you and them can both want them to be in the place that you're in, and if they were, this would actually work, but they're not. But the way that they present initially when they come through is as if they are, but they're not. And there will be signs that they're not really in that place. Like, they'll be telling you one thing, but then you'll see other things in their life and be like, that's not really adding up. Like, I don't know like how they're like able to do that. And then you'll come to find like it doesn't actually add up. Like, they're saying something else, but it can be someone where they kind of live in a little bit of that fantasy, you know? And I think too that this person's energy, it's so strong, and like they want you so badly, and like whatever type of relationship you have, like I'm seeing them like really be after your energy, but at the same time, it's like if they would put that type of effort into kind of like getting their life together, it's like you guys could actually like probably have what you'd want to have with one another. But yeah, it's one of those situations where you need to see through this, that this is like more of a fantasy than it is a reality with this person. And it can be nice if it's kept light, but do not get serious with them, because it's not going to be able to go there for you. But I'm seeing you will have like a really nice time with them until like you want to go deeper and they can't do that with you. Until you're like expecting them to follow through on what they're saying and they won't show up like that. So it's like it's all going to be fun and games until it starts to get deeper, and then you'll see they can't hang. But the thing about this energy is that they'll present as if they can, but then you'll see in the reality that they can't. And the thing is, too, that you know this because you've seen this already. This is not the first time you've had a cycle like this with this person. You know they always come through like this. They're still in that same energy. The thing about this is that when you haven't been connecting with somebody and then they come through, there's always a chance that they have changed and matured and developed, or that they've grown or whatever. This is one of those times where you see they're the same as they were before. That doesn't make them any less appealing. It doesn't make them any less charming. It doesn't make them any less exciting. It doesn't make it any less invigorating. It doesn't mean you're any less connected with them. You can still feel like that's there. But as far as like practically how this would work, you are coming through in a very practical energy. They are not coming through in that type of way. They're coming through where they can say a lot of things and like promise a lot of things, but they're not going to follow through with it. But the thing that is hard about this is that they'll say like literally exactly what you want to hear. And that's how it will get you, but you have to know better about this person. And as I said before, there will be signs about this. The way that this is feeling like to me with this sort of energy is that maybe you've been like wanting to connect. Maybe you've been wanting to connect with someone, and this person comes through at a time where you're like, maybe it could work this time, or like maybe this is what I've been waiting for, and it presents kind of in that way where this is what you want. But then when you look more deeply into it and you like scratch the surface of this, what you see is that it's not any different than what was happening before. And this is about having the wisdom to know that, because the way that your energy is coming through is kind of like, are you going to pass the test, which is to realize the reality of what this is? Or are you going to get caught up in what you want it to be? You're kind of going to go into the fantasy that this person comes through with, and then you're going to get dropped on your head again within the energy. As I said before, you're not coming through in a water energy. You're coming through in an energy that's about you using your mind and using your discernment. So yeah, you can feel a very visceral pull towards this person. do not let that take up so much space that you feel so deeply into it that you miss the common sense parts of this that will tell you very clearly exactly what this situation is. But as I said before, it's something you can get really swept up in the undertow of this if you are not thinking clearly. If you like want to buy into this, like you'll buy into it if you want to buy into it, only for it to get pulled out from underneath you. And at that point in time too, it's like you're already invested, only for nothing to come of this investment that you really wanted out of it. And that doesn't mean you don't get anything from it. You do get something from it, but it's not the deeper thing that you want. Because I see something particular in mind that you want here, and it won't go that deep with this person. But also too, like if you want to connect with this person and you like actually can connect with them while holding that boundary of knowing it's not going to go deeper, then have at it. But with this type of energy, it can be really hard to remember to hold that boundary because we get swept up in it. And then it's like, how did I get here again? When I swore like last time would be the last time, and then you're like here again. So that's what this is about for you, okay? I'm looking at Virgo, Capricorn, and Sagittarius, and we also have Mars here. I see strong fire energy though, overall. But that can also, again, be the way that this person comes through, where there's like a lot of magnetism with the energy, and it can feel very, very seductive. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.